What's going on, y'all? We're back for part 2 of the Spring Turkey Hunting Posse series powered by HuntStand in Oregon. Last week on part 1, you saw the guys get it done. Mike, Josh, they doubled up on some Oregon longbeards, and then you watched HuntStand app developer Daniel Lifflander put his first bird on the ground ever. For part 2, we've got guest Josh Warren from Worksharp coming into camp to head out with Josh Dahlke to go after some birds on the roost. So we're gonna watch Team Josh go set up on a roost in the morning, hoping that the birds are gonna read the script. But what they find out, birds never read the script, and so they have to scratch plan A and go to plan B. But before we head out in the field with these guys to watch them put plan B on these birds, make sure you got the HuntStand app downloaded today. Upgrade to Pro. It has all the features, everything you need to chase after birds, from property info, weather, and other detailed map layers.
We're out in the middle of nowhere. I've had a blind set up since April 6th here, and unfortunately the turkeys are roosting about 60 yards from the blind right now. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna try to stealth mode in there as quietly as we can, and hopefully we won't spook them or wake them up in the roost, and they'll fly down, land in the decoys, and we'll be done with one. That's the plan.
Yeah, rolled into camp like 8:30. Got some wild turkey chili from Mike's son. Good stuff. Getting ready to go for a good day of turkey hunting, and they broke the news to me that alarm was sounding off at 2:30 to get ready.
I said the good news or the bad news. The bad news is 2:30, but there's turkeys. That's the good news.
Started really talking. Josh got him going here, and just gobbling like crazy, talking back and forth all the hens, and waiting for the gobblers to come in, and we don't know where they went. They must have come down the tree, gone around the backside of that ridge or something, but they went pretty quiet. They're skirting us like this. Just be careful. See them? Not yet. Okay. We got some gobblers and jakes that we're trying to figure out how to get in on them. They're just out here behind this barn, so gonna crawl in there and see if we can get set up and see how they respond to the calling. Jody said they haven't been real good with responding to calls during the middle of the day right now. It's kind of late in the year, but just gonna try to read them and see what they do.
Down here.
All right. Okay, I think we'll try that first.
Okay.
Because I think they're coming that way.
Pull up wherever.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man, it's been a tough morning. We've been in birds all morning. We've got 2 toms about 200 yards below us. It's getting warm. They're working their way to the timber. We're going to get around through this timber, get set up, and let's hope we can get these birds coming across. But they're not coming on calls right now, and it's going to get to about 80 degrees, so our window is getting a little tougher here. I'm on that one. Hold on. I'm on him.
Shoot.
I probably brought you good luck, didn't I? Way to go,
did.
Josh.
Yeah, you did. I
Dude,
knew that luck.
that was pretty cool. We got that on film. Great job. It was getting frustrating. We got these two toms. They were going to go, and they did exactly what we thought they'd do. We got here. We crawled up this muddy creek. My boots were wet, and it was beautiful. Josh was able to get set up. Man.
Approximately 60,000 acres of private property that I have access to, so I have a lot of different ranches to hunt on. So we just kind of bounce around from one to the other, do quite a bit of calling, decoys, hunt out of blinds, and later on, after the plan A doesn't work, it's more run and gun, try to find them, get somewhere in front of them, call them to you, and go from there. The big key for my success in being able to get 60 plus birds every spring is I have a lot of private property. I would love to be able to hunt public property, but in this Douglas County area, everything public has timber on it, thick timber and brush. They may roost on it, but as soon as daylight comes, they'll fly down on a private area that's a field or a pasture. They feel safer and there's more food, and that's just where they are. There's just not very many birds in Western Oregon on public land.
All right, it's the final morning of our hunt here. Just waiting on Jody. And we're going to get into a roost this morning. It's one that we actually hunted yesterday with Josh from Worksharp. And the birds skirted us yesterday, so today we're just going to try no decoys. We got rid of the ground blind. We're just going to sit against a tree and see if we can get them to walk by us today.
Get him?
Yeah.
Got a little late to the roost, but it didn't matter at all, man. We had plenty of time. They were still up there for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, they stayed up a little longer today, didn't they?
And they were further back.
Yeah, weather.
They were further back back in this.
Back farther?
Yep, they were back farther.
Did you see them on the ridge? No.
No.
You didn't see them at all? They dropped off the backside first thing?
Yep.
Yeah. So this was a heck of a morning. Came in here and finished the job that we weren't able to finish yesterday. The setup that we've got, these birds are roosted up on this beautiful ridge in the pines. And what they do is they drop down the backside, and they go down this little draw, and then they come around the corner and they come down this ranch road, and they just hang out in this meadow the most of the day. So Jody had a ground blind set up here that we sat in yesterday, and for whatever reason, when the birds came through, we were trying to get Josh from Worksharp on a bird, and they skirted us just out of range, and we weren't able to draw them back in. They saw something they didn't like. So got back in here this morning, no blind, no decoys, had a nice natural hide, and they did just exactly what they were supposed to do, and I was able to shoot one before they bugged out. One of the hens was getting weird, and I wanted to shoot the strutter, but he wouldn't present himself, so there was another longbeard with him, and I was able to shoot that bird at about 50 yards with the heavyweight TSS, stone dead just like always. Just so nice to be able to get on a bird quickly with that red dot sight. It's just an amazing sighting system, and everybody who uses it it's like an epiphany every time. But can't say enough about this hunt, can't say enough about our experience out here in Oregon, and just another one to chalk up for the books.
Before we end today's episode, big shout out to the NWTF for supporting the Posse series and for the conservation of the wild turkey, as well as preserving our hunting heritage. If you're interested in becoming a member of the NWTF, head to nwtf.org and become a member today. Thanks again for tuning into this week's episode of the Turkey Posse series, and we'll see you next week.